Hello and welcome once again to It's a Frankly Harry podcast. Welcome back to the forest. It's your host, Frank Weber. I decided to do a little special bonus episode for you this week. It's going to come out on a different day and be pretty informal, hopefully a little bit fun. I just decided to do something different and just talk about my recent vacation, which was a cruise that I went on last week. The week of, it was actually like June 8th through June 15th. It was a lot of fun. I like cruises. They can be a lot of fun, but as far as vacations go, I'm kind of 50-50 on them because there's obviously a schedule for the boat to run. The time they have to leave the original port and a time they have to be back and leave again. What am I trying to say there? Yeah, they had to leave from the original port, and then there's a time that they have to officially be back at the end of the cruise is what I was just trying to say. But then, of course, there's the excursions as well. You only get so much time there, just a few hours, it turns out. Never the amount of time that they're actually in port, not that full amount of time. So it's a good way that you can see snippets of the world and go to various places in the span of a week or even longer in some cases. But you don't get very much time there. And of course, like I said, the schedule and everything makes it feel rushed. And so you feel like you don't get quite as much out of it as you otherwise might, because you could, of course, just go to an individual vacation to those places and take your time looking around and enjoying everything involved. But overall, I had a really good time. I don't want to give out a lot of names of the businesses or the cruise lines or airlines, but I went on Norwegian, which is a fine cruise line, great service, great people. They seem to have them trained really well and the service, and very friendly, very happy. Lots of people from the Philippines, just like my wife, and they seem to know each other, even if they don't really know each other, and so that makes a lot of connections to get various services and gifts, if you know what I mean there, But anyway, had a great time. There were some criticisms. I had some criticisms, and I just shared those with the cruise line the other day. But we went on Caribbean cruise and saw a number of places there. The scenery was good, both the natural scenery as well as other types of scenery on the cruise, if you catch my drift. Got a little bit of a tan. Ate a lot of food, gained a lot of weight. Food was delicious. The buffet in particular was kind of stressful, and got kind of yucky after a while. I told my wife that my Metamucil stopped working on that trip, and that made me feel kind of yucky at times. But they also gave me a parting gift, this little cold that I have, this head cold, and my wife has it now as well. Seemed to get it a little bit after me. Yeah, not too bad at all. I enjoyed it. Like I said, kind of on the fence about cruises in general, but getting away and getting some time off was wonderful. Entertainment was great. I enjoy the comedian. It was a guy I hadn't even heard of before, actually, named Flip Schultz, who I guess is approximately my age, maybe a little bit older. Said he was a child of the 80s, so I met him briefly after the show, and I emailed him here actually as well, so just to make a connection with him. He's apparently performed with a lot of different people like Larry the Cable Guy and George Carlin, Nikki Glazer, who else? Steve Trevino, the I Speak Wife guy. Enjoyed his show a lot. He does a lot of cruise ships, which is one option for comedians, by the way. But he said he's been doing this about 30 years, and I had never heard of him. And I don't know if that's on me or what the deal is there, but I enjoyed his show. They also had a really great magician who was a really young guy. I think he's not even 30 yet. And he's married to his assistant, beautiful woman who's also a dancer. And I'm like, because, women, they like funny guys with sense of humors. Not necessarily comedians, but they do like funny guys with sense of humors, and they do like magicians and things that, you can kind of entertain them with. So I believe I don't know his last name. His name was Chase, and the girl's name is Kaylee. And I think they're going to be working in Las Vegas permanently pretty soon, living there. Probably have to go out and see them again sometime. And then they had one other show with acrobats, which was artistically and visually very great, but I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I might as well have just been watching, 2001: A Space Odyssey or whatever it was Rock Hudson yelled out in a theater there, watching that movie one time. But, yeah, it was great. Entertainment was great. Weather was pretty good, except the Friday when we were at their private island in the Bahamas, and it was spitting rain and cloudy all day, but not too bad. They had us go on these tender boats, as they call them, the boats that pull up. The big boat has to dock out in the bay, because I guess they don't have an actual dock for that. So these little bitty boats have to pull up to the boat, and you get on them and go over to the island. I don't know, I don't know if that was tacky or, it was okay. I think some of the guests didn't like it though, but anyway, had a great time. Like I said, they gave me this parting gift. I think I'd said that already, didn't I? This cold, and I think I'm kind of recovering from it by now. It's the Wednesday afterwards now, but we had to fly, we're from the middle of the country, and we had to fly to Orlando and back. And I don't know, I just said I wasn't going to mention anybody. I already mentioned the cruise line, but we flew American, and the flight out there was pretty darn good. I was a little worried that they had scheduled us a little bit too close to departure time of the cruise. There was a little bit of a delay, I think, on the second one, but not bad. We had a little leeway. And so the flight in was excellent. Getting back was a little bit of a story. And I don't know what the deal was on that, but I guess the cruise line scheduled our flight, and on the way back, we get back to the airport like 10:30 in the morning on Saturday, and have a ton of time till our flight. It's not even till 5:30, so I'm already kind of developing this cold and a fever, and I'm kind of pissed off already because we have to wait so long for our flight. And I didn't know this or even remember this, but apparently the airlines, or at least American, wouldn't accept your bag until 4 hours before departure. So you had to stay in the unsecured area with all your bags for, turns out, 3 hours there. And there were a bunch of people in that airport who had to do that. I was amazed at all the people sitting around in unsecured shopping mall-like area in that airport. And then, so anyway, we drop our bag and we have to wait, even longer. And there's some storms developing in the area, of course, in the afternoon. It never actually rains at the airport. But the flight that we're going to take in, the American flight there, is taxiing toward the gate, and they're on time, plenty of time. Things are looking good right there. But they wind up stopping them like within 40 or 50 yards of the gate. They tell them to just sit there. And they say that the ground crew has been under suspension, a red alert, because there's lightning only 3 or 4 miles away. And you can see the lightning actually, but the ground crew work is suspended, and they wouldn't let the plane just pull up that other 40 to 50 yards. I mean, they're just out there sitting there. You've come so close. Why can't you just pull up to the gate? And during all this time, by the way, there were other planes taking off from the airport. So I assume the crews were working elsewhere. So I didn't know what the hell was going on and what kind of bullshit is being run here on that. But they eventually, after 40, 45 minutes, said, oh, we have some digital way that we can pull the plane up to the gate. So they finally do that. And they get and so now we're already slightly delayed and tired coming back. And so we get on this plane, and it pulls out a little bit, I believe. Yeah, I think it did pull away from the gate. No, maybe it didn't. Anyway, during all this delay, somebody forgot to refuel it, and that took longer than I expected, added more to the delay. And at this point, we're going to be tight making the connection in DFW, which is, of course, an enormously big-ass airport, and hopefully transfer to another terminal and everything like that. So anyway, they finally got up into the air. We made good time over to DFW, and then we get up close to the gate there, and then there's some crazy safety equipment that somebody has left out, so we can't pull up to the gate in a great amount of time. And then we have to, fortunately that doesn't take that long, but we get to the gate, and the stewardesses were saying that, or flight attendants, or whatever the hell they're called now, we're talking, yes, we have some people with some tight connections, so please let them go forward. And most of the people were not doing that, actually, by the time we needed to leave. So we kind of yelled something out, and they let us go forward. And fortunately, most people were understanding anyway. But we got out there, got on the Skylink, and fortunately, we were only one stop over. Saturday the 15th was just a really extra stressful day from that. But I don't know, it's crazy. That makes me think a lot of things. A lot of the airline delays nowadays are just crazy, unnecessary stuff. That was semi-weather related in Orlando, but it wasn't truly weather related. So I don't know what the hell was going on. And that leads to another conversation that we'll probably have sometime about the excessive safety culture that we have in this world now, and how it slows things down or makes things less efficient. But we did get on the Skylink, and only one exit over, and we got on our plane back to the Amarillo area. Of course, we live down in Canyon. And now we're both kind of under the weather right now. I'm trying to work on this podcast and the book and seeing where everything is going there. But anyway, it was a fun trip. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you're amused and entertained by these stories that I have here. Just sharing with you and letting you look into my life just a little bit. But it's nose back to the grindstone this week, and really looking forward to creating more entertaining and educational and edifying things for you here. So, enjoy this bonus episode. Hopefully we'll do a lot more of these like this. But anyway, it's your friend Frank Weber. I'm going to sign off again from It's a Frankly Harry podcast we'll see you next time in the forest. Remember, as always, just please hit subscribe. Tell your friends and family, even people you may not know or run into at the bank or Starbucks or whatever. And we'll see you again next time. Talk to you later. Bye. Love you.